name's Javier Canteras. I'm the chef and owner at Urdaneta. Food for me is a way of life. You know, I originally come from Spain. I was born in the Basque country in northern Spain, and pretty much the culture over there, just, you know, any excuse to make a big feast or a big meal and get family together, they'll take it, you know. So I come from, you know, that kind of culture. You know, my grandfather had a restaurant in the south of Spain, kind of later in life. He retired and he opened up a restaurant. It was his dream his whole life. And then my dad ended up working when he was young at that restaurant, helping his father. You know, so my dad got a lot of cooking chops, you know, a lot of skills from doing that. And he loves food. He's passionate about it. So, you know, when I was a kid, I mean, probably 7, 8 years old, he started teaching me how to chop an onion, you know, and put things together, and, you know, all really traditional Spanish food. And so I fell in love with it right away, you know, right away. I was just like fascinated with putting flavor combinations together, and, you know, kind of the art and even a little bit of like the science of it, you know, like how things work and why things taste great together and why they don't, you know. And so, you know, pretty much from an early age, I was instilled with this passion for cooking and for food, and a lot of it really comes from my family, you know, and the culture that I come from. My, you know, I have to say my dad is like the artist cook in the family, you know, and my mom loves to cook too, but she kind of sticks to like these 4 or 5 things that she does really well, you know. My dad is the one that like likes to play around and take risks, you know, and stuff like that. But I mean, I have to say, you know, for my dad, his paella is epic, you know. It's just epic. Like every time that I see my dad, I'm just like, come on, man, make me a paella, you know. And so that's definitely one that stands out. You know, from my mom, her croquettes. You know, croquettes in Spain are like huge. You know, they're every tapas bar that you go to has their version of a croquette, or a croqueta in Spanish. You find all kinds, you know. But my mother's, you know, are very, very special. You know, probably nostalgic, you know, for me, because that's what I grew up with. And at the restaurant, I mostly follow kind of her recipe, or the way that she did it, you know. I have my chefy tweaks and stuff like that, you know, to the recipe, but a lot of it's really based on how she did it for me when I was growing up as a kid. And yeah, every time I go home and I see them, you know, those are the 2 things that I'm pretty excited about. The mindset of Urdaneta really revolves around tradition, but of course, taking that tradition and sometimes just flipping it upside down. You know, keeping the fundamental, you know, basic ingredients that make the food taste good in Spain, or you know, for what my family made me, but then really stepping outside of the box a little bit, opening up that door, and being creative and being playful with it, and using local ingredients from the Northwest and tying that in together into, you know, techniques that they use in Spain. So it's kind of this mashup of family recipes, things I've learned as a chef, and local and seasonal ingredients tied into the methods of what Spanish cooking is. I would have to start out by saying, I think personal happiness really comes from being content. Being, you know, content with who you are as a person and what you do as a person and how you influence the people around you and the world in general. You know, I think for me, you know, that's the ultimate happiness personally, is just being happy with who you are. But I think a lot of that stems from your choices in life and what you decide to do with it. You know, having a good family structure is very, very important to me. You know, having someone to share your life with, you know, I think is something that is essential to your own personal happiness as well. You know, I'm really lucky to have a very intelligent, caring, beautiful wife and an amazing stepdaughter. You know, and sharing what I do every day with them and making them happy, you know, personally makes me the happiest man in the world, you know, to see them happy, you know. There's a lot of people that go to work every day and, you know, they might be there for the paycheck or they, you know, they need to be there to work, but they don't really genuinely enjoy what they're doing, you know. I think that if you can pursue your dreams, your passion, that part of your life, you know, will step up and you'll be happy with your life, you know. Don't seek out money or any of those things. I mean, seek out what it is that makes you happy, and if what it is that makes you happy means you're not going to make a lot of money, so be it. You know, that's what it is. You know? I've been involved in the arts my whole life, and it's not a career that makes you a ton of money, you know. But would I be happier doing anything else? Absolutely not. You know? So stick to the things that, you know, that drive you on the inside, the things that you're passionate about. Whether you make a lot of money or you don't, it doesn't matter. You do what you're passionate about to make you happy.